Hello and welcome. This is Living As Is. I am Shar. I'm self-aware, awakening, and autistic. Also trained in one or two alternative healing practices. I'm also a survivor of child abuse. And through that surviving and through understanding, it aided that self-aware growth. And that self-aware growth went on with the awakening. And then later on in life, I'm a late pre-diagnosed autistic. And that was at 55 years old. Now, some of the people that interviewed me, they said I was probably more autistic than I was PTSD. And that was because at the time I had that interview, I was receiving treatment, EMDR treatment for PTSD. And all of this has released so much and opened up so much. I can clearly see how, in the words of those therapists, I was more PTSD than I was more I was more autistic than I was PTSD. And I can see that now. And I've also come to see how all of this kind of merges in together for me, how it becomes one for me. And it's been an intense few years of digging deep within the shite, of digging into this growth, and it's been incredibly releasing. So that journey will be shared in some way. Now, Living As is going to be split into different videos. And some of those videos will be aided by a wonderful friend called Angela Callahan. Angela Callahan has trained in sound bowl healing. And I'm going to use Angela's bowls in some of the meditations that I bring to you. And so they'll be there present in the background. What I'm also going to do is I have worked with Angela on videos for her meditations. And I will bring some of those meditations to you in Living As Is. And those will be the ones produced by Angela, and I will produce some with Angela's bowls. So a nice wide variety there, all on its own. There will be videos covering alternative healing practices, non-duality, spirituality. All of this will be expanded and broken down as to how I came to see it, how I came to understand it. And it's going to be quite a journey of understanding. And also, within all of these, I will bring a set of videos called Noble Spiritual Guidance. And Noble, for me, it's going to be a set of videos where it's going to be as open as possible, as straightforward as possible. Might be a bit blunt with the language, but I will bring you my opinion, my thoughts, as clear and as open as possible within Noble Spiritual Guidance. And they will be the most open videos that I will bring you. Other videos will be on a broader scope of what non-duality is and how I perceive the spiritual life and what I don't see as the spiritual life. So if we travel back in time, I'm 57 now. At 18 years old, my journey, conscious journey, started. And I wanted to know how could I do, what I could do, and where did all this come from? So at 18 years old, I started. And I went to a free church in Shrewsbury, Shropshire. I was taught laying on of hands in this free church, quite an interesting system. And I saw ghosts, spirit, other things taking place. I moved on to the spiritualist church where it was clairvoyance and transmediumship and mediumship and meditation, So much stuff, so much I went through in learning there. I took a short break, and that short break took me onto a Christian church. I went there because at the time I'm dating someone and they kept saying, come to my church, come to my church, So I went to their church. Our relationship didn't last, but I decided to continue going to this church. I was there for a year, read the Bible cover to cover, and I decided it wasn't something for me. So I went back to the spiritualist church. Eventually leaving the spiritualist church, and I came across a book in Buddhism, and I quite liked what I was reading, quite liked what I was being presented with. So I decided to investigate this further, eventually moving into a Buddhist center in London and spending 3 years living and practicing Buddhism, but eventually moving out again. Now, we move forward, because at the time I was in London, it was in my 30s, and we move forward to my 40s, and a friend presents me with Advaita Vedanta, non-duality. And it was kind of like, it was like mind-blowing. And I thought, let's do this. Let's go for this. So off I went, studying Advaita Vedanta for 4 years solid. From 2008 to 2012, I just absorbed myself into it. My hyper focus of autism just got thrown into that. So by 2012, I had this understanding of what was what, and it brought so much excitement to me and so much to me. Like I was looking at teachers and suddenly thinking, hang on a second, that doesn't work, that doesn't match. And I could see when something wasn't quite being presented correctly. So there'll be a lot on that in different videos. But let's skip back a few years. At the spiritualist church, a mentor at the time gave me a tape. Yeah, a tape. Not a CD, a tape. Because when I was doing this, I don't think the CD had even been invented. So this tape deck goes into this tape deck machine, and at 25 years old, I started listening to this tape. And then by 26, something unbelievable happened. For me, it was incredible. It was powerful. I didn't get the answers I wanted given. Kundalini rose. And in Kundalini rising, this was just earth-shattering an experience, which will have its own video, because in this video, there'll be chakras like this. There'll be chakras like this. And there'll be dragons. There'll be dragons. Oh, that'll be a great video. So, Kundalini rose. And all of this will be broken down into videos. Now, life is always going to be life. Your life will be your life as always. What I present in these videos, it comes from experiences I've personally had. And it also comes from me breaking down those experiences and saying, well, is this actually this? Could it not be this? Could it be this? So, like No Bull, spiritual guidance, that is going to be really straightforward, where I really do break things down. And in these other videos, I'll be opening the door and saying, well, what about this? Now, the different healing practices I've studied, because these will be introduced at some time. Laying on of hands, Shrewsbury Free Church. Clairvoyancy in the spiritualist church. Mediumship, transmediumship, meditation, emotional freedom technique, tapping. Fantastic therapy. I did a bit of counselling, but might not be discussed that. Indian head massage. Oh, yeah. Indian head massage. Love Indian head massage. And I'm an intuitive tarot reader. And there'll be, a few videos on tarot. I may even do a bit of tarot teaching. So all of this is where I'm heading. I would like you to subscribe. I'd like you to sign up. I would like you to like. Please do.